Okay, thank you, Thao. All right, so thank you all for your active participation in our first round of presentations. We will now take a short break for our intermission in 10 minutes. Please feel free to engage with each other in this freestyle format. You can use this time to connect directly with other participants, exchange contact information, or even set up meetings for deeper discussions at a later time. If you have questions or need introductions, we are here to help facilitate those connections. Okay.
So we will back in the next like 10 minutes. So please stay tuned. You can take a water for yourself, and on the Impact Innovator for round two, please ready to present your presentation. Yes. So see you guys in the next 10 minutes.
So from the one who is still here, do you want to introduce yourself to other member? Because in this session, we can talk freely. You can introduce about yourself, your project.
Hello, everyone. I just
Hi,
can
Rocco. Yes.
break the ice.
Yes.
So I'm Rocco.
So where
from
are you
Italy.
from? Where are you from?
Italy. Italy.
Ah, Italy.
Yeah. Actually, I have a finance background. I worked my whole career in finance in multinational company, mainly in telecommunication and entertainment. Then I started and I decided to jump on the other side of the moon, being an entrepreneur. So this is the reason why I'm here. I'm going to pitch FlorenceCare. That is my startup with other 3 co-founder and 5 team member. So what else? We discover how to make an impact in the society late on, because just for our personal background, me and my co-founder, we were aware that we were impacting society, but we were not trained enough to track it and to understand how to measure it. So last year we won a prize in Italy, and the prize was a qualified investor that gave us a convertible note. And to agree on the KPI of the convertible note, we had to study a lot and prove a lot to understand how to track social impact, because sometimes can be just a spot, a banner that you add in your deck, but then it's really important to track and measure. In the same way you do it with financial unit economics, the impact that you are providing to the society. So I really suggest for those that are maybe new and in the early stage phase to focus on it, and maybe trying to study leveraging ChatGPT or wherever to get more information as possible, because it's maybe they are already doing an impact, but not showing it in a proper way, so they can lose an opportunity. That was my experience.
Yeah, thank you, Rocco, for sharing first. And who next?
Hi, can I go next?
Yes, of course.
Hello, everybody. This is Aishwarya. Very, very happy to connect. So I'm based out of Mumbai, India, and a very similar story like Rocco. So I began my journey with investment banking, then pursued consulting for a while, startup consulting. And I spent 2 years in the social impact industry, helping other startups drive goals that support the UN SDG, which we all are aware about. So very, very happy to connect with each of you, either on LinkedIn or through Kambria. I think this is great what we are doing because not a lot of people are talking about social impact, right? People want to start businesses, but nobody is really thinking about giving back. So very happy to connect with each one of you and see how we can, assist each other. Thank you.
Thank you, and happy to connect with you. So we have Italy, we have India, and so any other country?
Yes, yes.
Welcome.
Happy, yes, happy Friday. My name is Margaret. I'm joining in from Nairobi, Kenya, and
Oh,
I'm really happy to be here. My background is in tech, but I've been involved in a lot of work in the startup consulting, supporting SMEs as well across Africa and different parts of the world. And now happy to also, be an innovator as well, because we also have an IT company, where we also offer IT services, end-to-end infrastructure. And we thought, well, we've used devices, technologies from other companies. We can see gaps here and there. And now it's time to also think of how we can make our services more impactful, given the challenges with this. So happy to meet everyone today. Looking forward to connecting and sharing more. Thank you.
thank you. And anyone who haven't raised your voice yet, let us hear your voice.
Hi, my name is Juliet. Sorry, I've been having patchy internet today, so I've been in and out of the call. But essentially, I'm from Singapore. So, but I've lived in London for about 15 years, and before that, I was in the US, in Geneva, and Hong Kong. So I traveled quite a bit with my previous job in management consulting. And now I have basically, as I've had a tech startup that was exited about 10 years ago. And since then, I've just been managing my own property portfolio and stuff like that. Sort of, I thought I would retire, but I've come back into the game right now because I've started two social enterprises. So one of the social enterprises is, very related to my background as a chronic patient. So I have 3 autoimmune conditions, and I've basically gone through quite a bit of, ups and downs because of, bad diagnosis, because of chemotherapy gone wrong. I've had early onset dementia, which I've taken about 5 years to recover from. And so what I wanted to really do was to create a network, to basically help other chronic patients get together, create, events and stuff for each other, create like a marketplace for us to create medical products even for each other, and then to have this network publicized to clinical trials and stuff like that, so that patients can take part in more sort of like advocating for their own medical rights. So that's one of the other startups I've done, but the one that's most active right now is the one that is listed on my name here, which is Maid Without Borders. So essentially, we've created an app to just help employers find maids online. And essentially, it's done with a blockchain identity verification. So every person that's on here have logged in via their local identity blockchain. So in Singapore, that's like SingPass, and then in Qatar, it's like another blockchain. In Hong Kong, it's like I'm Smart. In Indonesia, they have their own. But then right now, we're verifying via Persona. So essentially, they come online, and then we help them through sort of like their whole work permit application process, so that they don't have to go through the financial exploitations that maid agencies actually cause, and they don't have to pay 6 to 8 months of their salaries to essentially all the maid agencies in order to start work. So this is something that we're trying to do in terms of work equality and female rights and stuff like that. And then as we're doing this right now, we're also helping a lot of the caregiving families as well, those that are looking for caregivers to help their family members who have stroke, dementia, and kidney disease and stuff like that. And they're looking for very specific skills in maids. We are the only ones that is able to do it right now, because agencies, they run off a paper CV, whereas, us having an app and, dynamic language translation. So, in Indonesia, they see everything in Bahasa Indonesia. So then, they're able to update their profiles so that they're better able to sort of like pitch the skill sets and stuff. So what we want to do is to have maids seen as people with skill sets, not as a commodity in a lineup. So that's essentially what we're doing with Maid Without Borders. So just happy to meet everyone. So happy to connect on LinkedIn if you want to come find me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Juliet. I see Rocco raise your hand. You want to say something?
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Juliet. I think that we have a lot of things in common. I didn't pitch FlorenceCare yet, but our solution can fit also for the kind of solution that you are proposing. Actually, legal part is a little bit different from Europe to Asia because you are not subjected to GDPR, so you can leveraging better these kind of things. But the technology that we created for FlorenceCare, it can be definitely fit your needs in the way to automatize the process that you are making.
Thank you, Rocco. And Abhishek Kumar, you raise hand too.
Yes. So I started my journey in 2020 during the pandemic, right? So that time was very crucial everywhere. The world is, suffering. And that time I initiated one, social services like ambulance services to, cope up with the people surroundings. And I have saved more than 200 people. So it was published on also certain articles and newspaper. So that way, I'm thinking if you will give up to the society, that will give you good blessings, so that you can go forwards. So that way, I started my journey. Before that, I was biotechnology and health pharmaceutical professionals. So I had more than 12 years of experience on that. I was working with certain companies and certain startup also. And I started two startup that got failed. I had started from zero revenue to that level. So it was a good inspiration for my family, my society also. So it's currently I'm having two startups. One is Health Innovate, one is Invento Biohealth Tech Private Limited, right? And one initiative also I have like Bharat Innovators. So I go to universities, colleges to inspire young entrepreneurs to take participations for the big change in the society. If you will do something for the society, well, then definitely society will also, give blessings to you. So that way I'm doing the work. And thank you for the platform who were, wanted to join us through LinkedIn and all. I'm ready to, chat everything. We'll make collaboration. Yeah.
Thank you, Abhishek. And the last one, but of course not least, Mr. Hendrik.
Yes, good day to everybody. I'm joining from northern Italy, Domodossola. My company is in Frankfurt. We are engaged in soil and water management, which is certainly one of the biggest impacts on climate change. We are now having really wonderful feedbacks from landscape design, from landscape architects, because soil and water management, rainwater management, gray water management is becoming one of the very important, most important key issues, because our groundwater is getting all over the world in a big problem, and so the rainwater is free, and we can apply so many techniques. And so one of the components with which we work most is biochar terra preta, which is also carbon negative, because if you transform vegetable waste or even waste from agriculture, and you transform that by pyrolysis, that is becoming carbon negative, because otherwise, as an example, trees or the residues will release again carbon dioxide, and so biochar is becoming a huge market in 2030. It is been forecasted to become a market of $3 billion more dollars. And so that is a process which can really help to heal the soil and even clean from toxin where there is contamination, because biochar is obviously, as we know, filter the water. And yeah, and besides of that, the biochar has extreme capacity of holding water. So the Terrapredor is, which we combine biochar with compost and vegetable waste, is one of the most effective soil enhancers, and for microorganisms, for a really resilient soil. Yeah, and so we are working in landscape designs, in agriculture, in forestry, and design through this water retention systems using this biochar. Yeah, and this is a bit what we are doing. Thank you very much. And if somebody wants to contact me, I'm really very much honored to tell more about that. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Hendrik. And I leave the stage for the moderator to start round 2. Yes, Thư.
Yeah, so was so amazing with our intermission section, right? We shared a lot, and thank you so much for all of your contribution and interesting and also amazing